Hey guys, as you may or may not know, Team Fortress 2 was updated this week, I believe on Wednesday. And while they did add like 60 different items, I don't know if like a mixture of cosmetic and weapons and all that, but they also did a huge bug fix slash balance update for maps and weapons. And so I thought I'd go over some of the weapon changes. I'm not going to go over the bug fixes and all that general cosmetic stuff. It's purely focused on the different balancing of weapons and stuff. Most of it. There might be something in here that I'll find besides weapons that I want to look at. But yeah, I thought I'd go over them and tell you my thoughts on it. With that being said, if you don't agree with anything I say, that's fine because it's just my opinion, and this is in no way representative of how things should be or whatever. So, this is just my take on it, and yeah. Just because I played TF2 quite a bit. Although I haven't played it in a while, I still am still very familiar with it. So I thought I'd go over some of the item changes that we've gotten here. I'll be looking at just the items themselves, and I'll be looking at the sets. Other stuff that's more cosmetic, such as these here, I won't be looking at as much. Yeah. So we'll start with the Criticola. So before, when you drink it, you would have gotten a mini crit debuff on yourself. And that's gone now, which I like. And instead of what it looks like they've done for most weapons and not just the Criticola is they've gone and removed the mini crits that's put on yourself, and you now just take 25% extra damage while into the effects. So yeah, I don't know. I've always found mini crits kind of odd in TF2. It's like it's not a full double damage crit. It's just like a 1.5% damage hit, or not percent, but you know what I mean. So yeah, you just take 25% increased damage now. So that's not bad. I don't mind that. I haven't tried it yet, but I will be. Short stop. Added 20% bonus healing while deployed. I'm pretty sure this is because they removed the extra health. So this will go really nice with the Mad Milk now, because they're part of the same set. You put this on with the Mad Milk, and you can get quite decent healing off of attacking enemies. The now negative part of it is you have 80% vulnerability increase to all push forces while deployed. So any explosions or even another scout with a force of nature, anything that will knock you around is going to knock you around even more than it did before. Excuse me. So, yeah. I don't mind that either. That's pretty good, actually. The extra health, we'll see if it's on a different item, but even if it isn't, that's a pretty nice weapon there. I'm not sure how other people feel about it. I didn't really use it that much, honestly. I preferred the scattergun. I've always used the scattergun over the other items for the scout, so yeah, the Winger, another scout weapon. It has its jump height bonus increased. Or it didn't have one, but it has one now. So, yeah, 25% bonus jump height bonus when active. I thought the baseball bat that went with the Winger had that. Oh no, that enables the triple jump. So now this will go really nicely with it too, because you'll get a higher jump with your triple jump. So that's good. The special delivery set, which is the short stop, the Mad Milk, and the fish, the holy mackerel, you no longer get 25 extra health from it, which is, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. Like, a lot of people didn't get it just because you had to actually, buy the hat because it was so rare to get and cost so much to craft. And now added leave a calling card on your victims. A lot of them have that now, and I'm not really sure what it is. But it doesn't affect gameplay in terms of balance, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. They're trying to keep people who bought the hat have something, that people who don't have the hat have without actually affecting gameplay, which is really good. The Battalion's backup. This is a soldier weapon. I'm adjusting my mic. This is a soldier weapon. It's the defensive one. While I don't play soldier a lot, the different buff banners, when I did play, I usually used them. I played more of a supportive soldier in the back lines, usually. And I liked using this just because of the defensive push it gave, or you could either do a push with it, or you could defend an area with it, and I'd use it, but it really was counterproductive in the fact that you had to take damage to actually make it work. And now what it is rage generated from damage dealt instead of damage received, which makes a lot more sense because you can now harass, and then once you have enough rage, you can now make a push out of it. Before, for some reason, I don't know what their idea was behind it, but you had to take damage to fill the rage bar, which doesn't really make much sense because you don't usually want to play, or you don't usually want to take damage. So, anyways, so yeah, that's changed now, which is really nice. I like that. Added additional 15% sentry damage resistance to all teammates. So basically, they took the sentry resistance on the set bonus and put it onto this weapon as a bonus aura when you activate it. So that's good too. So all teammates will have buff banner. Yeah, so yeah, that's that. Black box soldier rocket launcher. Just a little bug fix. Beggar's bazooka, a bug fix. You can't hold whatever. I didn't use that weapon, so yeah, they did a bug fix. Excuse me again. So it's all bug fixes for that. The Contour, another buff banner type weapon. Rage is now generated only from damage dealt. It was probably from both before. I'm not really sure. Buff players now receive a speed boost in addition to the previous health on hit effect. So it was just generally buffed. As long as you're dealing damage, I mean, even if it was both before and they took it away, so you didn't get it, so you got it from being hit and hitting somebody else, it's still really powerful. So as long as you're being aggressive, you can stack that up and you can use it a lot. So that's a really good change. Extra movement speed's always good. Calmangler 5000. This one had some more numbers changed to it. So the clip size has been reduced to 4 from 5. Just it's standard for rocket launchers, I think, pretty much to have 4, except for the Liberty launcher, I believe. Except, well, down here, yeah, they added it, but I'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, all rocket launchers now will have 4 shots instead of 5 or 3. Remove the negative or minus 10% damage attribute, so that's good. It has some more damage now. It now reloads just as fast. I don't know why they'd do something so small as 5% for reload, but anyways. Yeah, it's now normal reload speed and normal damage rates. They added a missing effect on it, and they added new particles and sounds. Escape plan. So when they split the equalizer, the escape plan was one of them. Players receive the Mark for Death effect after deploying in for a short period after holstering. So the Mark of Death is your mini crit thing that the Fan of War scout weapon does. The skull over your head, so you get mini crits whenever you have that on you. So basically you'll take more damage, but yeah. Liberty launcher. You now have 4 shots instead of 3. But they added a damage reduction, 25% reduced damage penalty. So you can fire more. In the end, I'm not really I think it'd probably increase DPS overall with 4 shots instead of 3, but at a reduced rate of fire, you'd still get more damage out of it, even with the damage reduction. So that's a good change. The original was just a reskin of the default rocket launcher, so they just changed some sounds. The Tank Buster set. It was the Sentry damage resistance, and that is now on the Battalion's backup. So it's no longer just for the set bonus. And also you have the Leave a Calling card on your victim, just like the Scout set. Pyro stuff, my favorite. So whatever that weapon is, the one where you can use, you have a charge to make yourself invulnerable. That weapon, they fixed the progress resetting when touching a resupply cabinet. Never noticed it much, but it's useful anyways. Nobody likes having to refill a bar after resetting at a resupply cabinet, especially if you're defending. You want to keep that charge so you can use it in a fight and not having to keep building it up. Power jack. Increased movement speed. So again, there was movement speed on the set bonus for the gas jockey's gear, and they put that onto the power jack. Now the power jack was an interesting weapon when it came out, and that it would heal you when killing an opponent. And I like it personally. I've always liked it, and I use it now and then. But it was always it wasn't favored at all compared to the other weapons. The set was almost never used as a whole because having the degreaser on with the extinguisher allowed you to extinguish somebody extremely quick. So what they did was add movement speed to the power jack while deployed. So you move faster while you're holding it now. While it's out. It's not if you have your secondary or primary weapon. Only when you have the actual weapon out. But they also made it so you are 20% more vulnerable to all sources of damage. So you move faster, but you take a bit of damage. But that's basically what the set did before. Now it's just on the power jack. The weapon hasn't changed any other way. They just added these 2 effects. So you move faster, you take a bit more damage. But again, you're also, if you finish somebody with it, you're going to get a big chunk of HP back. Like I'm talking 75 to 100 HP, if not more. So that kind of makes up for it as long as you know you can keep going. And depending on what items you put with it, if you use the whole set, I mean, you don't need to anymore since there's no set bonuses. But I imagine they had the whole set in mind when they were rebalancing these. So yeah. So yeah, gas jockey's gear, like I said with the power jack, they removed the movement speed and the bullet damage vulnerability and put it onto the power jack. But instead of just bullet damage, it's all sources. So that means if you find another pyro or it's melee or whatever, you'll get hurt by it more. Before it was just bullet damage, now it's everything. So that's kind of a nerf to it in a way, but they did buff the speed by 5%, so it's 15% instead of 10. So I'll have to try it to make sure to see how I like it, but it doesn't seem too bad. Again, you have the leave a calling card on your victims. Yeah. Charge and Targe, added afterburn immunity. This is interesting. Demo Knights are interesting. I don't see why they added this because of the weapons that the Demo Knight has access to. A lot of his melee weapons allow him to heal while he's fighting. The Eyelander gives him increased movement speed, attack, damage, and health per kill. It doesn't heal him, but it increases all of his stats. And then he has the Persian Persuader, I believe it's called, and the what's the other one called? It's the Katana, and those heal him, but either by picking up ammo or getting a kill. Afterburner immunity, honestly, if he's getting that much heal, there's no need to have that on there. It's nice for sure for Demo Knights, but I mean, I don't know if they're just like, to make them viable, they're gonna have to really, make them super defensive. Like, they're gonna have to put a lot of defensive stats on here, and I don't really see what the point of putting afterburn immunity on it was if they already have, like, I'm pretty sure the shield already gives you like a fire damage reduction anyways, so I'm not really sure. We'll have to see how it works. I don't know. Loose Cannon, that's the new grenade launcher for the Demo Man, and I have not used it. But I know that it's a cannon, and it can knock back, and it hits like a truck. So for people who have used it, range no longer affects direct cannonball impact damage. They reduce the charge time to 1 second. Added, double donk, what is that? Directly impacting an enemy within half a second before the bomb explosion. So they added sound and particle effects, and now you can mini crit with the double donk. So that's good for people who used it. I'm not sure how strong it was before. Yeah, so I can't give any input on that. Expert's Ordnance set. That was the full set for the Demo Man, with the lock and load and all that. I find the Demo Man set, just in general, doesn't get a lot of attention. Nobody ever used it. But yeah, they removed the fire damage resistance on the wearer, and that's probably where the afterburn immunity came from. So, I mean, pyros can still kill, I guess. So, yeah, when you think about it, I mean, they do a bit more damage than they did previously on them, but again, nobody ever had this set on. So, in reality, that's a pretty big nerf still, I guess, because the 10% damage reduction against fire in general would have been nice. Afterburn immunity, I mean, if the pyro is sitting on top of you, which he should be, he's a melee class, your immunity to afterburn isn't going to really affect you at all. So this isn't too big of a change. I'd actually call it a nerf almost. See, I said it was a buff earlier, didn't I? Yeah, it's more of a nerf, I think. If anything, it's on par with what it was before. Good Demo Knights won't notice it at all, really. Buffalo Steak Sandwich. This is like Criticola a bit. They removed the damage taken, your damage taken being mini crits, and they made it so it's just 25% of all damage instead. So no more mini crits on it. Delocus Bar. However you say that, I don't know. Delocos Bar. I like this. I used this a lot for when I was playing a defense-based heavy. Increased amount of health restored per bite from 15 to 25. So you can heal off this a bit better than you could before. It's not, comparable to the sandwich, but it's nice to have that buffed a bit. And it was really underused, but the 50 extra health really made a difference. It could save you. That 50 health can save you. Plus, it lets your medic overheal you more. So it's really good that they buffed that. I hope we see a lot more use of it for just holding off against enemies. It's really useful. Gunslinger, they fixed a bug. I'm not gonna touch that. The Rescue Ranger, that's the new shotgun for the entry, well, the newest. Minor increase in damage per bolt, that's just a minor thing. I don't think that'll affect anything much. Increased building healing from 50 to 75 per bolt. So this got a buff. You'll heal your buildings from more while shooting them than you did before, which is good because I never used it, but 50 sounds kind of low for a level 3 sentry, or a level 3 anything really, so. Short Circuit, this wasn't used much either, and basically what it was for was destroying projectiles. So if a rocket was coming at you, you'd shoot it and it would destroy it and protect your sentry. Basically they just reduced the costs, the ammo cost when you actually destroy a projectile with it. So it's kind of like, I don't know if it refunds you it or it just reduces the in general So say it costs, I don't know, I'm just going to pick a number, this is no way accurate to the game at all, 30 ammo per shot. Now when you destroy a rocket flying at your sentry, it'll only be 15 if it actually destroys something. So I guess you kind of get half of it refunded, I guess you could say. I'm not sure if that's how it actually works in game. It just says the cost is reduced when it destroys something, so that's good. Wrangler. A lot of people said this was really powerful. At first it was, I don't know, like, I mean, I was playing during this time when it got buffed and nerfed a lot, when the NG got his update. It was pretty powerful, but I could justify it being powerful because the NG was vulnerable if you could actually get them, like if your sniper or your spies could actually kill him. Slightly reduced the accuracy of manually controlled sentries at long range. It depends. I'm gonna need to test it because honestly, it was an auto lock pretty much. If it like soon as you had the dot on somebody, it would auto lock on them. I don't know how much slightly to them could be a lot for an NG player. So I will look at this and see how big of a difference this is. But if it is slightly like they say, they might have found a nice balance between it. So I'd say it's still fine where it is. Protective shield now fades 1 second after the owning engineer dies. I'm not sure what it was before, but again, I don't think this is too big of a deal. It's still probably in a good spot, honestly. I don't see a problem with it. For how powerful it was, whether this is a buff or nerf, either way, the sentry's still deactivated after the NG dies. Like when you stop manually controlling it, it deactivates. The shield just absorbs outer damage, so yeah, even if it's deactivated, it still gives you time to actually push through and destroy it so you can move on. So it's not too bad of a change. Medic. Crusader's crossbow. Changed the arrow projectile to a large syringe, so they just kind of added it more to his theme. Added new trail effects, so you can now actually, I think, see where it goes when you fire it to see if it actually hits somebody. Smoothed out the reload animation. The DPS is the same, so it basically just, reloads a lot smoother. Everything is the same about it, it just looks nicer. And they did a bug. Fixed being able to heal players that are using items that block healing. So I don't know, one of the splits of the what's it called? The escape plan, or whatever the other one is there. The pickaxes that block healing, you can't actually heal them with this anymore. So yeah, it was more of a bug fix because you shouldn't be able to heal somebody that's immune to healing, so kind of makes sense. The quick fix. Now, this one, I had a video just on the quick fix, and I thought this weapon was fine as is. A lot of people said it was underpowered. It's because they were expecting it to play like the other mediguns, and that is not the case. It is a pushing weapon meant to keep a large amount of people, like a large group of people, alive at once. This is not meant to hit one, like just focus on one person. And when I read this change, I'm hoping they didn't ruin the playstyle to it, because I enjoyed playing Medic with this. I don't like playing a healing class in any game ever almost. Medic was fun with this because I could multitask and keep a bunch of people alive at once, and I liked that. And it was you had immunity to knockback, so that was good. So what they did with this, they added a 50% overheal. So it's not as high as the normal mediguns, but it's half of it. So I mean, that is a buff. I don't mind that. Let's see what the rest of the changes are, though. Uber now affects the medic when there's no heal target. Again, that's a buff. That's good. I like that. Shotguns with pushback, force of nature no longer affect players under the effect of the quick fix fix's Uber. So in general, what it looks like is they just added the 50% overheal. When it all comes down to it, they buffed it in general. You can now I was gonna say ult yourself. You can now Uber yourself with it. You get extra overheal. It didn't overheal before at all, so you get 50% overheal now. And all shotguns, so like force of nature, pushback will not affect the target now who is under the effect of quick fix. So it was overall buff, and I like that, because if they have nerfed it or changed it in any way just to make it so it appealed to people more, I would have been mad, because it was a good weapon to begin with. So that's good. I'll definitely be trying that out just to see how it works. Not that there's a big change to it, it's just, I don't know, Uber or overheal sounds fun. The Vaccinator. Uber now fully absorbs crit damage from the selected damage type. So that's the damage resist medigun. Yeah, so it was just generally a change to it. Uber now fully absorbs crit damage for the selected damage type, but depletes Uber charge based on the amount of damage prevented. So if it crits take more from the bar, the charge bar you have. So kind of makes sense. I don't know if this was a strong weapon before or not, but it makes sense reading it like this. The Bizarre Bargain, a sniper rifle I have never used, and I don't plan on using because I'm not that good of a sniper. But they fixed the starting charge rate being negative 40% instead of negative 20%. So yeah, you now have extra leeway there, snipers. And they capped the max charge rate to 200%. I don't know, I guess it could go over before and it was kind of ridiculous, so I guess they lowered it. I'm hoping that people still use this weapon because it's a very high skill cap weapon and it should reward players that can actually use it. 200% still sounds like a lot though, so I mean, we'll see. I think it's more of a niche pick anyways, so I don't think it's supposed to be something you see all the time. The Cozy Camper. Remove movement penalty, so you can now move freely while sniped in or scoped in. Added damage taken, so yeah, basically what everything got. You now take more damage when this is equipped to you, but you now also your shots don't get shaken when you are hit. So that means if you're scoped in sniping somebody and you get hit with something, it won't make your aim all off. So that's good. But now you take more damage. So the shots that do hit you, while they might not screw up your aim, you're gonna die faster. So take the shot quickly. Darwin's Danger Shield. Now, I'm concerned about this, too, when I first saw it, because I use that shield a lot, because I play Battle Sniper. I go in with a Huntsman, Darwin's Danger Shield, and I can't pronounce that knife's name for the life of me. That one that gets stronger the lower health you are, I use that one. And then I go in there, and I'm all melee and sniping people in the head with the arrows, and it's all good. What they did, they added bullet damage taken, reduced by 15%, so you don't have extra health anymore, but you take less damage from bullets, only bullets. Added explosive damage taken increased by 20%. So I can see why they did that to balance it out a bit, because just taking reduced damage in general would have been kind of strong for a sniper. But I can agree with this. Demoman and Soldier will be bad for you, but I mean, everybody else should be fine. I'll have to play with it to really see the effects. But I don't mind this change. Again, I need to. I'm gonna need to play it to see how it works. The Krakow style kit removed headshot immunity. Now, that I don't know how I felt about that when that was released, because I don't really think a sniper should be unheadshotable. They removed it completely. It's not on a weapon. They didn't put it on anything, as far as I know, unless I missed it. But I think it should have been removed in general. I don't think you should not be able to crit or, headshot somebody. You should always be able to headshot somebody. So I'm glad they get rid of that. And now leave a calling card on your victims. I think this set got the short end of the stick in terms of balancing, just because all of the other ones got their effects placed on a weapon, and all this got was leave a calling card on your victims. Yes, this one got a better change, the Darwin's Danger Shield, but really they took away the HP on it and put the damage resistance. So again, yeah, it's I think it didn't need to be there though. It was. I would have argued that it would have been a bit overpowered to be immune to headshots. You could argue also that you can't do headshots while you have that, because it needed the Sydney Sleeper sniper rifle to use it. So I mean, again, you couldn't actually headshot anybody either, which would allow you to continue coating the team in the Girardi darts. But I don't know. I don't see a problem with this being removed. I think it's fine. Alright, so here's one that they talked about in the preview. Dead Ringer. Okay, this is like the spy watch is the Dead Ringer. When under the effect of a fake to death, I don't know what I don't know. Shh. Anyways, when under the effect of Dead Ringer, damage taken decreases the duration of the effect. So basically, your cloak will drain faster while you are using the Dead Ringer. Yeah, it was a bit powerful before. It was really annoying. I'm gonna say it was. I enjoyed using it a lot, and at least when I killed a spy, I never got hit by a spy that that used it a lot. But I probably killed a lot that used it, and they just didn't go for me afterwards. So I personally never found a problem with it. I can see where the nerf came from though, especially when I was playing against some friends, and I'd always use this, and they'd think they'd kill me, and even if they did actually kill me, they'd be freaking right out because they thought they didn't kill me. And now I think this is a well-deserved nerf. I'm hoping it doesn't take it off the radar in terms of use, but I'm hoping you see a rise in the other spy watches, because Cloak and Dagger and the default spy watch are really nice. Like, I remember when I could just use, like, back on the 360 days for TF2, just using the default spy watch, picking up ammo and stuff. It's strategic, but you have a lot more cloak time with it, because the Cloak and Dagger takes double the amount when you move. You just get to have it returned to you while you're standing still. So I hope other spy watches see more play with this nerf. I hope it doesn't get rid of Dead Ringer altogether, though. So I'm hoping this evened out spy watches in general. L'étranger. I like this, because I use this pistol a lot. Nobody used this at all. I loved using it. And this is good. I'm confused, but this is good. I think what this is meant to do is to balance out the Dead Ringer, which is odd. Added 40% increased cloak duration. Damage taken decreases the effect of this duration. I said that backwards, but anyways. So it's kind of like, I guess having these two together wouldn't be too bad. But even if you don't take Dead Ringer with it, just looking at this pistol by itself, that's really nice. That's almost a 50% increase. That's a lot. Like, holy crap, that's actually really nice. You put that on with the default spy watch, or even the Cloak and Dagger, that's a really nice buff. I really like that. I hope this weapon sees more use. I hope it doesn't make it too strong, though, because I don't think people realize how strong 40% increased cloak duration is. Even if it's just 5 seconds extra, if that's really strong. Especially if it's just the default spy watch. If you can pick up ammo and stuff, that's going to go a lot longer way than it used to. So that's a strong buff, but it might have needed that. I'm not sure. I like it, though. I like it. Even if it is overpowered, I still like it because I use it a lot. Spicicle, fixed a bug. Don't really care. That weapon was fine anyways. The spy set, the Saharan spy set, removed the reduced decloak sound volume. I'm disappointed because I own the set. I had to buy the hat, though, so I can understand why they removed the set bonus, because you had to buy it. But anyways, they removed that. I wish it stayed on something else, because that watch, Dead Ringer, is really, really, really loud. But I guess I'll have to get used to not having sound. I didn't use the set all the time anyways, so it won't be too hard to get used to. Remove the 0.5 second longer cloak blink time. So yeah, that's just to go with this. They basically removed the whole entire set bonus, and they just made this extremely strong while slightly nerfing Dead Ringer, which wasn't part of the set to begin with, but it was just so popular that nobody used the set because Dead Ringer went better with it anyways. I don't even think the watches were part of the set anyways, but yeah. And they added custom particle effects while taunting, which is kind of interesting. Spy gets new taunt with, well, particle effects at least, while taunting with this on. So I get new taunting effects, so I'm going to try that out. So, yeah, that's the end of the patch notes for that. I didn't go over any of the bug fixes or exploits on the maps because I don't really care. I would have if they had changed Hydro a bit more, because Hydro is a good map, and if you don't play on it, go play on it. It can last a long time, but you don't need to stay on the server all the time. If you have to go, you just log out of the server. So yeah, go play on Hydro. Make it popular. It's good. Anyways, yeah, I hope that gave you an idea of the changes that we're putting here. This is ongoing. They said they're going to be doing more changes. This isn't the end-all be-all balance patch for TF2 ever. They're going to do more. I really wish they'd increase the size of the team again, though. Last I heard, it was like 10 people, despite the game's huge popularity. So, but yeah, hope you guys got some insight out of that. I will be for sure making videos on some of the changes on here. When, I'm not sure. I'm busy right now. I had time to make this video, and I might put up something else. But yeah, I will be putting up videos for these, though. I don't know what yet. Any weapons that I own, probably, and that have a big enough of change, like Dead Ringer, L'Étranger, they will be going up. Quick Fix, I'll be putting up stuff like that, bigger effects like that. But yeah, when, I'm not sure, but they will be going up eventually. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.